on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hey, friends, it's Desiree Josen.
Because, they usually go all out for Mania.
I loved it. And stop and be like, this is amazing.
I just think this is awesome for the both of them.
Hey, what's crackin' everybody? WWE Hall of Famer, The Godfather, and I want you to watch the #1, that's right, the #1 podcast, Chutes and Ladders. See you there. Peace.
Here are your hosts, Jason and Desiree.
Chutes and Ladders, Forbidden Door predictions. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hi, friends, it's Desiree Josen.
Okay, AEW, New Japan, and Stardom are bringing together some of the best wrestlers on the planet for a night that could steal the show and be the best pay-per-view of the year. We have dream matches, championships on the line, Owen Hart Tournament Finals, and enough star power to make every wrestling fan's head spin. Des, what are your initial thoughts?
I expect this one to be a damn good pay-per-view, just because we know AEW knows how to put on a good show, but just adding in all these other promotions, oh my god, it's going to be amazing.
And you know what, low-key, I love New Japan Wrestling. I think Japanese wrestling promotions, whether it's the past, present, or future, have a heavy influence on wrestling. They're so innovative. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of storylines were actually stolen from Japanese promotions, and the NWO storyline was actually one of them. So there's a whole lot of history there. I think this is so cool that AEW's embraced it.
And can you believe the amount of technical wrestlers that have come out of that, and the fact that so many of our American stars go over to Japan to get trained? And just, I mean, look at Will Ospreay and a number of them. It's just, it's a true reflection of how they train.
You know what? That could be a future episode. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's start off with the Owen Hart Cup Final. You have Mercedes Moné versus Maya World. This is an interesting match. We know how you feel about Mercedes, but it is the finals. Let's hear it. What's your take? What's your grade?
You know what? I like that I haven't been seeing Mercedes as often. And maybe that's what I needed, was just because I was seeing her so much last year where I was like, I'm tired of it. But you know what? Now I really don't see her losing. I really don't. And so I think it's going to be a fairly decent match. I think it'll be good. And I wouldn't hate it if Mercedes won. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I wouldn't hate it. So you know what? I'll give it to her, and I'll give it like a B.
Same here. Look, they've obviously put the rocket on her. They love her. I mean, again, I actually don't have as big of a problem, whether the past or now. Yeah, and I can see the same thing. I don't see her losing. So, and if they kick this pay-per-view off of this match, I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think I'll give it a B as well, and I see Mercedes winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now you have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Shota Umino versus Pac. This is an interesting match. I mean, you talk about slightly different styles, but a lot of fireworks. Des, what's your match and grade on this?
I don't know. That's the issue. Because it could really go either way. With Shota being from, obviously, New Japan, like we mentioned, the technical aspect of that just is going to be killer, but Pac is really good too. But you know what? I'm going to give it to our friends overseas and go with Shota.
What's your grade?
I'll give it an A. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an A too. Yeah, and I'm going Shota as well. I think they're going to have to mix and match as far as some of the winners go, and I think this is one of them, but I think Pac's going to bring a great performance. So, but yeah, I think Shota ultimately wins, and you know what? I think he's going to be put over.
Hell yeah.
All right, now let's talk about the AEW Continental Championship. Moxley versus Bandito. This is an interesting match, to say the least. Des, this is going to be pretty wild. Who survives this fight, and what grade are you giving it?
That is random. This is random. You know what? I'm just going to go with, because I openly say it, I love Jon Moxley. I love how wild he is. I know Bandito is really good. He's just very, his agility is really good. I think he'll throw Moxley off a couple of times. And we've said it before, Jon Moxley doesn't need a title. But I enjoy him wearing some gold. I think it looks good on him. And so I'm going with Mox, and I'll give it like a B+.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, I'll probably give it a B. I don't know if it'll be as good. We said it, though. They love Mercedes Moné. They love Jon Moxley. They seem to want the gold on them, which is fine. I like Mox, so giving a B is pretty good. But, yeah, this is definitely an interesting match. Definitely kind of random for sure. But I'll give it to Mox.
B for bloody.
Love it. All right, now let's talk about the AEW Women's Championship. You have Tekla versus Starlight Kid. Ooh, this could be fun. I mean, this is definitely an interesting match style. About these two competitors kind of come from a different spectrum, but yeah, I think this could definitely entertain us. What's your take on this?
This one should be interesting. Tekla is just on fire right now. Starlight Kid from Japan and Stardom. Like I said, it's going to be a really good technical match with these two powerhouses going at it. But do I see Tekla losing her title? No. But I think it's going to be great to show other strong women in other promotions. So either way, we're going to win as fans. They're going to win just by putting on an amazing show. So I'm going with Tekla retaining, and I'm going to give it an A.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'll probably give it a B, maybe B+. But you know what, though? This is cool to kind of have this mix and match. I mean, Starlight Kid is definitely entertaining. Feel free to YouTube her. Mm-hmm. I definitely think that this will be... It's an interesting... it's interesting they put these two styles of wrestling together. But yeah, I think ultimately, I don't think they're going to take it off of Tekla. But this will be fun. I'll give it a B+. All right, now let's talk about the World Tag Team Championships. We have Copen Cage versus the Dogs. Des, I have my take on this, but let me hear yours first.
I favor Copen Cage. I'm just biased. The Dogs, I don't know, maybe. I just feel like they may switch hands, and just because they're not going to let those two run together as a tag team forever, and it gave us our touch of nostalgia. So I just have a gut feeling, as much as I want Copen Cage to, be together and hold some titles, I feel like they're going to lose. So, but either way, I think it'll be great to watch them, tag again, bring back that nostalgia, but I'll give it like a B.
I'm just going to echo everything you said. Same thing. I think they wanted to put the titles on them just so they could put in the rest history books that, hey, we put the titles on Copen Cage, but I think they're going to take it right back off and kind of give it to some of these other guys. Yeah, I have a feeling Dogs will win. I'll give it a B as well.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun while it lasted. All right, now let's talk about Team Briscoe versus MJF and Don Callis family. Listen, this is going to be pretty bloody for sure. We know you love MJF. This is a pretty fun storyline. What's your take and grade on this?
Have you seen who they're putting in this cage? Like, I'm going to read it off just because it's insane. Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Takeshita, and Darby Allin versus MJF, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Jake Doyle, Okada, and Andrade. It's going to be insane. I really do. I think it's going to be so much that we're not going to really know what's going on, and we may get confused with who's against who. That's what I'm afraid of. But I think it's going to be insane. We're going to get some really awesome spots. There's going to be blood. It's just going to be pure chaos. I think this could potentially be one of the matches of the night, I feel. With that being said, who do I think is going to win? I really don't know. I'm going to be very honest. I can't decide, but because I favor MJF, I'll go with them. But I think it's going to be just a pure entertainment kind of match. I think it'll be a nice break from all the technical stuff that's going on. I think it'll be, like I said, just more of the entertainment part of it. So I'll give it an A.
I'm giving this an A. I think it's going to be pretty wild. I'm actually going to go the other way. I think they're going to have Team Briscoe win, and the only reason why, if someone from Team Briscoe pins MJF, probably going to be illegal or whatever the case is, then they could set up that storyline for the following pay-per-view and have them to main event. But I think, regardless who wins, I think the fans win.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about, potential match of the night, but most importantly, potential match of the year. Two guys we absolutely love. Will Ospreay versus Swerve in the in the Owen Hart Cup Final. I mean, you talk about fireworks, talk about styles of wrestling that just mirror each other in the best way. We've seen this match before. Every time we've seen it, it's been amazing. We could watch these guys wrestle another 100 times. Des, what is your take? What's your grade on potential match of the year?
I am so giddy because I love these guys. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, perfect. What sucks is I love them both, and I'm pushing for them both. But that's the thing. I'm like, I would not be upset if Swerve won or Will won, even though we are slightly favoring Will Ospreay to win. And then he'll win in London. I just feel like that's just how it's going to be next month or in August. So with that being said, it's going to be pure perfection. We already know it's going to be most likely match of the night, if not one of the contenders for match of the year. These two guys are just so good at what they do. And that's why we love them so much. So with that being said, it's going to be great overall. A+, and Will is going to win.
100%. I'll echo you again. Just like you said, listen, whoever wins, the fans win. If either one of these guys win, it'll be fun with either one of us. But I think it's time. I think AEW knows they have to push Ospreay, and I think it's time to give him a title. In order to do that, he has to win this match. So, yeah, but definitely A+, definitely match of the night, definitely match of the year.
Hell yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. You have... Listen, Kenny Omega is pretty hot right now. And I think AEW knows that. So I personally think they're just going to put him over pretty much anyone that's in his way. But Des, what are your thoughts?
I never really appreciated Kenny Omega until the last couple of years. And that's my bad. But I really enjoy watching him. And there's so many people that want to have a dream match with him. Like, he is one of their top guys, and now I get it. And I favor him now. So with that being said, even if he does not technically win, that's his job, is to put other guys over too. And you get in a ring with him, he's going to make you look good either way. But you know what? I want Kenny. I'm going with him, and I'm going to give it an A.
Same here. Listen, AEW loves him. I think Kenny Omega is going to kind of steamroll for the competition for the next couple of months, and I think eventually it's going to lead to him versus Ospreay, which will be a dream match in AEW. That being said, yeah, I'm actually kind of with you, but I think this is going to be a fun match regardless, so I'm going to give this an A as well.
Good.
All right, Des, now we've made it to our fun game of Fast Count. Are you ready?
I guess.
I'll give you a softball to start. Ready?
All right.
Match of the night.
Oh, wow. Will Ospreay and Swerve.
Biggest crowd reaction.
When Will Ospreay wins.
All right. Surprise appearance prediction.
We could. Wardlow, because he came back last year at Forbidden Door. Could he come back at this Forbidden Door and maybe interfere with the steel cage match with Don Callis family? I don't know. Maybe him. Maybe Jay White. Who knows?
A match that is most likely going to exceed expectations.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with Kenny and Zach.
Love it. Okay, one wrestler who leaves the event as a big star.
I'm not going to sound redundant, but I will. Will Ospreay.
Okay, which match gets 5 stars?
Okay, is there a parrot on my back? Because I'm going with Will and Swerve.
Love it. Okay, one crazy prediction you're willing to put on record.
Swerve wins over Will.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and that being said, listen, we had a hard time trying to figure out if this pay-per-view is actually going to be better than the last one, because that's setting the bar pretty high. But what are your final thoughts, and what's your final grade on Forbidden Door?
I think this is going to be so damn good just because of who's in this damn card. It's going to be so amazing, great spots, and some potential 5-star matches. So I am very hopeful for this coming weekend. So I'm going to give it an A.
Love it. I'm going to give it an A too. So far, AEW has brought it for every pay-per-view this year. I don't see this changing. if this is somehow better than the last pay-per-view, that's going to speak volumes of where they are. But yeah, you know what? We have potential matches of the year on this card. So absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that actually wraps up this episode of Shoots and Ladders. Give us your predictions of Forbidden Door by shooting us a DM at the Shoots and Ladders.
Be sure to like, share, and follow at the Shoots and Ladders.
All right, once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right, until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Have a great week. Bye, friends.
This was another episode of the Shoots and Ladders podcast.